What is up, YouTube? This is Fortress Striker. Today is something I want to talk about. As recently today, as I looked up in my Facebook group, I recently noticed that today marks the 16th anniversary of the death of the late, great Owen Hart. Now, for those who don't know Owen Hart, I will explain. Owen Hart is the youngest man in probably in the Hart family. That was, as you guys know, is the young brother of the legendary Bret the Hitman Hart. He was basically trained as well by his father, the late great Stu Hart, and he's actually 50 years younger than him, because his birthday was passed the other day. So Owen Hart was actually just a young guy. He was very good. He was very talented. He worked for the WWF for many years. He did a lot of little weird gimmicks like the Blue Blazer, which is by far one of the worst gimmicks we ever seen. He is actually both a high flying and a technical wrestler, of course, and he has like he was like one of the greatest had the greatest matches of all time. He had great moments with Shawn Michaels, the British Bulldog, Triple H, The Rock, but most of all, of course, one of the best I think was by far was against his brother Bret. When back in 1994 there was this whole rivalry where Owen now turned heel. He is now against his family, and then things go crazy. He also has the first match in WrestleMania, against his brother Bret, and in that match it was actually incredible. It was one of the most high prestige matches to see, that two brothers who are both technical wrestlers that are beating the living crap out of each other. Now the rivalry continued on as well. Like later on that year, it was 1994 SummerSlam, and it was for the World Heavyweight title that Bret Hart won later that same year at WrestleMania 10 against Yokozuna. He now goes to take on his brother in a brutal steel cage match. Now, of course, Jim the Anvil Neidhart was also at the side with Owen Hart, while the British Bulldog was with the side of Bret Hart. But just to get you a little fact, to get more facts up, in 1994 that year, a couple months before SummerSlam, Owen Hart became the second man to win the King of the Ring. And as well as doing the continuation, he was the second Hart man to do it. So a Hart wins King of the Ring for a second time in a row. That's incredible. He now bestows himself as the Black Hart, and the King of all Hearts and stuff. He's pretty cool. He did a well-deserved job. And honest to truth, he's actually, even though as much as a heel he only did because his brother wanted him to stay as the way it is, how the company wants him to be. And he loved his brother a lot, and Owen loved his brother a lot so much. He can't break character, but he did got to see his brother win the title from Yokozuna at WrestleMania, so he just stand there and did nothing. So he's like, I'm proud of him. He had to stay in character. We all have to do that. So yes, and he also had like brutal steel cage match. I saw it. It was incredible match. I actually say that's like way by far better than the WrestleMania one. It was unbelievably brutal. So Owen Hart has done a lot of things in his career that he's been proud of. He is a two-time Intercontinental Champion, a European Champion, 4-time tag champion with Yokozuna and the British Bulldog, and Jeff Jarrett. I believe so. Yeah. And and as well as winning King of the Ring, and he's a 2-time Slammy Award winner. Great father, devoted Hart man, of course. The only Hart member in that entire group of the Hart Foundation during 1987 to stay at WWF even after when his brother Bret got screwed in Montreal. Bulldog left, went to WCW with him, and so did Anvil. Owen Hart was the only man in that company to stay, because I guess that was his thing. He got to meet other guys. He also got to meet the Hardy Boys. He met Stone Cold, which one of the things I don't like about Owen Hart, what he did in his career, was that he injured Stone Cold's neck, and that's kind of by far the only thing I'm going to say negative about, because it kind of ruined my favorite wrestler's motive. And Stone Cold told the story that he didn't apologize. I don't know if he did or anything, but I guess Owen does feel sorry because, you know, it's fucked up. But they did go do this storyline, so it's pretty good. So he did things. He also joined the Nation. He had a rival with Triple H. It was like all crazy. A rival with DX, a rival with Sean Waltman, aka X-Pac. And then so far, then later on, got to team up with Jeff Jarrett, became tag champions, blah blah, everything. As you know, okay, so how people don't know him is this. It was this day, May 23rd, 1999. The pay-per-view is Over the Edge. Unfortunately, they put him back as the lame gimmick known as the Blue Blazer, which was very insulting to do that. And his match was supposed to be set up to be taken on against the Godfather for the Intercontinental Championship. Now, unfortunately, Owen Hart was on the top of the stadium where they wanted him to do like what Shawn Michaels did at WrestleMania 12, where he like skydives all the way down like in a zip line. Now, unfortunately, for being over 70 feet, when Owen Hart was about to do that, something happened and the cable eventually just ripped off, and then Owen Hart starts falling down and then lands his head on top of the turnbuckle, which is like by the corner. And unfortunately, no one in like pay-per-view saw that except everyone in that stadium. Everybody starts freaking out. All the children, they're probably shocked. People were worrying now. They were wondering if something happened to Owen. They were checking him. He was not well. There was emergencies going on. Paramedics checked everything. But unfortunately, because of that fall, there was no intention that Owen was going to survive. So officially, because of that accident, Owen Hart officially passed away. It was by far one of the most saddest and unbelievable wrestling controversies of all time. Owen Hart was deeply missed, deeply saddened. The night after, we took off story mode from during the times with the corporate ministry and such, and we immediately just did a tribute to Owen Hart. It was one of the most saddest moments in history. At that same night as well, WCW did a live show where Bret Hart came out and talked about the death of his brother, which one was the saddest most because no one has ever been that close to Owen but his own brother Bret. And the fact that he lost his brother was one of the most saddest moments in history. As well as later that night in Nitro, Bret Hart got to take on the crippler himself, Chris Benoit, who was also best friends with Owen Hart. And they had one of the most brutal technical matches of all time. But as well as it was the saddest moment because it was a tribute to Owen Hart. Owen Hart and the WWF had the matches. The first match we had was Jeff Jarrett, who was a former tag team partner with Owen Hart, liked him, and then he honored him by winning with the sharpshooter, which was very honorable. The last match we had later on was a main event between Val Venus and The Rock, and The Rock won. And in the end of the show, we had Stone Cold Steve Austin come out. He grabs a beer, and there's a picture of the Titantron shows Owen Hart, rest in peace, with the symbols with the numbers of the years from when he was born to his death. He honors him with a beer and drinks it in honor for Owen Hart. As well, later on, everyone in the company and the family of the Hart family, with Stu and Helen, they all went to go see the funeral of the passing of Owen Hart, which was deeply sad. And unfortunately, now as the many years have come up, a lot of people sometimes don't remember Owen Hart. But Owen Hart was a very honorable man. He was very nice. He was very generous. He was very athletic. I appreciate how some great matches he had. Sadly, he dies unfortunately, as a horrible gimmick as a Blue Blazer. He has not ever got a chance to become world champion. I think that would have been awesome. He would have been held as the second Grand Slam winner under Shawn Michaels, but instead that took it out to Triple H. So, yes, now it's 16 years later. A lot of people were hoping to see Owen Hart be in the Hall of Fame. Now, for those who don't know, apparently his wife is basically not allowing Owen Hart to be in the Hall of Fame. I have no idea why. Whatever this problem is, she needs to understand that Owen Hart has actually done things in his life, and we've been wanting to get him with the British Bulldog to be part of the Hall of Fame. Now, we do know Stu Hart is in the Hall of Fame. We know Bret Hart's in the Hall of Fame, and we know that whole Hart Foundation is in the Hall of Fame. No, but we wanted him to be single-handedly given the chance for the family to get a chance to be in the Hall of Fame. So Bret Hart did it singly, so we want Owen Hart and Bulldog. We also had a petition knowing that Bulldog's going to be, we want to be in the Hall of Fame for probably maybe next year if we have the chance, because Bulldog was one of the guys who deserves to, to be in part of the Hall of Fame. But no one has deserved this more as well as Owen Hart, and Owen Hart needs this. So I don't know what's going to happen, but Owen Hart is the guy we all entrust to give to this Hall of Fame. I don't know what his wife's going to do. It's weird. But yes, so anyway, I hope you guys understand this. I wanted to talk about this because Owen Hart is actually one of the guys that a lot of people can sometimes forget, but they need to understand. If you guys from the Attitude are like me, I remember everything. Owen Hart was one of the guys that deserved it all. Especially he deserves to be in a video game, which I have no idea why, but we kind of know it's probably the wife. So anyway, guys, let me guys know what you think about it. Leave that in the comment section below. What do you think about Owen Hart? If you guys want to check out some of his classic wrestling skills or anything, go to look around all over YouTube, look it all over in the internet, and find out how much you know about Owen Hart. And this guy is, just check out how awesome he is, how well deserved he did as a heel, how well deserved he is an athletic wrestler, and how great rivals he had with his brother Bret. Um, Leave a like if you like this video. Share this to your friends. Subscribe if you're new. Like my Facebook page. And this is Fortress Striker signing off.